Hey traders, welcome back to the channel. Well, it's holiday season, and what do we normally do during the holidays? We make our wish list. And as traders, we can't have enough tools and technology to help us to make sure that 2026 is our banner year where we all crush it. Let's go through my wish list and see which ones resonate with you, and to see which ones will help you make sure that 2026 is your crush it year. All right, so let's get right to that wish list. But before I do, again, I want to wish you all a happy holiday season and thank you for your support throughout the year. 2026 is really going to be a really pivotal year for trading, the trading industry, and Desire to Trade providing valuable content for you. So we really, really appreciate your support. So let's get to the first one. The first thing on my wish list I really, really want to see in the industry: stronger controls on trading platforms. Now, I love it. We have OCO, we have cancel all these things. You can set your targets and you can set your stops. But what I'd love to see, and some platforms do this, but I really want to make sure everyone who's trading has these two features. One, a broker shut off, a max loss per day shut off, just cuts you off. All right. And if you don't know if you have it, ask your broker if you can arrange that. The next thing I want to do is, I've seen in trade journal audits where the number of trades per day has sort of a peak where if you trade too much, it just the numbers don't go there. Have a maximum and have it placed for your broker where the number of trades, regardless of P&L for the day, it just shuts you off. All right. It will optimize your trading performance and using technology to help you. And in this case, my wish is to have the trading platforms incorporate these controls into the process. All right, next, journaling analytics that bring your game to the next level. Now, I would say in the past 2 or 3 years, I'm really, really impressed with the industry moving towards really cool technological tools in that area. But I really kind of dilute the fact that, does it really matter if I have 16 winning days out of 22 versus 17? What I really want these tools to bring to light is focus more on the actual compliance. Doesn't matter if I'm profitable today. What was my compliance rate on each trade? What about phantom trades? Can you identify trades that I missed? But really, a lot of the journaling analytics tools are really focusing on the trades that we have taken. But how about the ones that we've missed? How did they do? They should be part of a larger sample, which allows us to make better data-driven decisions. And lastly, how about a market context overlay into the strategy? So a lot of it's yes or no, compliance with strategy. But what was the tone of the markets? How did market context play a role in that? I would love to see the journaling analytics go to that next level. All right, next, I would love to see better analytics with the popular tools and indicators on trading platforms. I sometimes get a little concerned when I see a 90% say failure rate and a very high use, like 90% of the people using these free tools. All right. I'm not saying they're not valuable. I use MACD. VWAP is like my must-have tool. Market profile, can't live without it. But what are the results, the impact that the indicators that you are using having on your overall development? We need to do a better and transparent job in identifying which tools traders are using, and really ultimately, are they helping them develop as traders? All right, next, and this is sort of a big one, something I really want to hopefully play a role in down the road. Have traders get funded based on their ability to execute a plan. Right now, we see funding, and let's face it, it's based on their result, right? Were you profitable? And did you sort of follow certain rules? But really, ultimately, a trader can only control what they can control. And we have found, at least on the managed side, that if you execute the plan with accuracy, you will be successful if you have a positive expectancy strategy. All right. Well, it's not about luck. It's not about getting lucky, or even perhaps on a 30-day period, maybe getting unlucky. You did everything right and the market just didn't accommodate. Well, how about getting funded based on compliance? It's a big wish, but I would love to see the industry and the financial backers support that, because in the end, that's what's going to generate the results over the long run, as opposed to the current must have a certain win percentage in a certain period of time before you can move to the next level type format. I would love to see us move slightly in that direction. All right, next, continue to expand the scope of risk management. Now, hopefully I've made a dent, not just in the Desire to Trade community, but in the overall community as well. Speaking on the trader circuits and, in my writings, really preaching the fact that risk management really isn't about stops and targets. It's about this holistic enterprise risk approach to trading. Hopefully I made a dent in there, and hopefully I've passed the baton where others can sort of catch the wave. All right, next, and this is kind of a big wish, but I would love to see more centralized exchanges, particularly in the space of FX. It kind of just turns my stomach when I see these spreads and, well, this broker did a back test and it has this results, and then you have to go to a different broker who has a different data feed. Quite honestly, I don't know if I could be successful in that space. I've used centralized exchanges, right? Level playing field, very transparent. I'm going to get the same price as Goldman Sachs when they push the button the same time as me. I like that transparency, and it's really helped me build a solid trading career. I don't know if I could have been successful with the current model of FX and different spreads and back tests with different data feeds and all that. I need more transparency, and it's been great to me. I hope the industry goes more in that direction. All right, next, and I've made a dent in the member community regarding this, but I would love to see more talk about the human element in trader development. The sacrifices that are made, the sacrifices to your time, your career, your family. I understand that juggle between, what do you do? Take the kid to school, or, the trade's about to set up, things like that. The reality of trader development is there's a lot of obstacles. And I think we just focus on strategy and execute and success. Well, how do you manage all those obstacles, right? Something I think we need to bring to the next level. All right, and lastly, it is the holidays. I would love to see the trader community give back more. Right? Give back more to those maybe less fortunate. Maybe there's a tool where you can sort of, add a 5 cents to your commissions that, go to a certain cause. Maybe there's some things out there. I know there's a lot of interesting charitable groups specifically for traders, but it may be sort of out of bounds for some people since the ticket to the show basically is too expensive, or you want to play golf, $700. I know they all go for great causes by all means, but maybe something where the sort of average trader can do something good, and maybe that's sort of get what you give relationship where it helps you become a better trader. I don't know. I'd love to see it. I'd love to help out more in that regard. Something I'm going to think about in 2026. All right, so I hope I gave you some ideas on some of the things that you were looking for on your wish list as a trader. Here's a list of the ones that I mentioned. Let me know in the comments, which ones do you like? You just put the number on there, say 1, 3, and 5, and no 6 or something like that. I'm curious to see. We can get a little sample size, and maybe that's something that can drive our efforts further in 2026. Thanks again. Have a great holiday season, and we'll see you next time.